Hello, everyone. This is Patrick, and I am back with another edition of Heavy Therapy. I thought it would be fun to make a response video to Andy over at Cloudy Milder. So, Andy did his top 10 favorite album covers that are not Iron Maiden covers, and then I've seen a couple of other response videos, including Metal Mickey. Is it Metal Mikey? I really don't remember. Good channel though. Both of their channels, check them out. And yeah, I thought it would be fun. And I really love album artwork, and I thought I would showcase mostly very new, what I would call modern classics. I don't see these albums aesthetically um, being looked at as outdated years and decades from now. I think they're going to be seen as part of the part of the golden age of album artwork. It's happening right now in metal. So I want to showcase 10 best metal album covers that are mostly modern classics. So there's a couple of 1980s albums that I wanted to show because they also just popped in my brain as, yeah, these are, I just think about these album covers a lot. So I didn't want to overthink it. I looked at my Discogs and I was like, yep, 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 yep. And these are the 10 that I want to talk about. They are in no order. Let's begin. So this amazing artwork right here is on the album by Imperial Triumph. The album is called Alphaville. The artwork is done by Zbigniew M. Bialik. And look at this. So it folds out. That's the other side. It folds out like this. And yeah, the detail in person is just fantastic. You can look at it all day long. I love how gilded it is. It fits the album artwork. I'm sorry, the album artwork fits the aesthetic. Excuse me. The album artwork fits the music very well, right? Imperial Triumphant make this extravagant New York City inspired black metal that's noisy, but it's all trying to really they kind of come at you from the perspective of the elite, of the rich class, and of Alphaville on this album, and yeah, just a towering gold city with the monolith there in the middle. There's some green, there's some grass, but yeah, just gold gilded. So yeah, this album artwork by Zbigniew M. Bialik is one of my favorites of the modern era. Next up is a classic in every sense of the word, and I just had to show it. This is Morbid Angel with Altars of Madness. Came out in 1989. This is Dan Seagrave. Dan Seagrave is one of the best metal artists of all time. And yeah, just an iconic image. And yeah, Dan Seagrave, go check out his artwork online if you haven't seen them, or I know you've seen them even if you wouldn't recognize the name at first. Most of us recognize his name and his artistic style, but you still might be surprised at all of the different artists that he's worked for, all of the different artwork. Um, Entombed, I mean, I don't own any physical copies of Entombed. If I did, I would show that one. I like that one a little bit better. I like Left Hand Path a little bit better than this, maybe even a lot better. You've done some more modern stuff, Rivers of Nile, and just we all love Dan Seagrave, so I had to show one of his albums off. Up next is my favorite album artwork of 2021, and most of these are paintings. This one is not. I'm talking about Gravesend and their album Methods of Human Disposal. This is a cover photo by John Kahn. And John Kahn did a bunch of New York subway photo series that he shot in the early 1980s. And this was actually the shot, this is a real photo shot on a New York City subway the day that Pope John Paul II got shot in 1981. And this is a Catholic nun who held up, she was reading the newspaper and she held up her, it looks like she's intentionally holding up her middle finger, maybe she's not, but she did not want to be taken, she did not want to be seen in this photograph, and apparently afterwards there was a little bit of a confrontation. Look up John Kahn and his 1980s Subway series and you'll find more of his photos. This fits the grimy, blackened, uh, sludgy, yeah, I would say Gravesend's a black metal grindcore combination. This fits the grimy nature of the sound that they're going for. I just love this photo so much because it's real. Um, yeah, the back photo is by Adam Gerlich. So I'm cheating a little bit by showing the back photo, but excuse me. But it is also cool, but nothing like this. Awesome. One of my favorites of the modern metal era. Next, we all know and love, some of us are even tired of, but I'm not. We all know this style now. We probably own at least one album from this that features this person's art. Monika Lewandowski, and this is one of my favorites of them, their artwork. Monika Lewandowski, this is the album by the artist Mismer, and his full-length album called Cairn. Again, in person, this is just hard to beat. Yeah. Monika Lewandowski, probably the hottest artist right now in modern metal. Done artwork for Bell Witch, Atramintis, Humanity's Last Breath. Um, Fewer albums than people think, but more, you know, 20, 30 probably, but not like 100. You think you see him all the time, and you see him a lot, but it's because people just show off the artwork a lot. He tends to usually have like a little person, and then a big, yeah, big monolith, a wraith, a spirit, a demon, um, Grim Reaper. Some they all have this foreboding nature. They all have this uh, well, this juxtaposition of a little person of humanity, of people with like this giant environment that they're in, and just nightmarish scenes, dreamlike, or I should say, yeah, nightmare-like. So had to show off a Maurice Lewandowski artwork, and this is one of my favorites, Mismer with Cairn from 2019. Up next, I like this album artwork for similar reasons. Don't see this band talked about as much as some other bands that are out right now in this sort of old school death metal revival. I'm talking about this album by Necro Vault, and the album is called Tutenzug Festering Peregrination. Came out in 2020. This artwork is done by somebody named Misanthropic Art. This is very misanthropic. So this is there's actually dead skeletons, dead people on the floor, on the ground, and more, yeah, dead zombies walk into this monolith that's just called, they're just unthinkingly walking to this monolith. The purple stands out to me. The purple stands out to me. And I'm going to show you the inner sheet because it copies it, and maybe it'd be easier to see the purple, but maybe not. Yeah, okay. So it's cool when I can associate colors with albums, and yeah, somehow Necrovault has these distinct the guitar tone that they lock in yeah, somehow it always makes me feel these dark purple colors, dark blue. So yeah, still hard to see in this in using my camera, but yeah, mostly monochromatic purple. Different hues of purple here that are really cool. Misanthropic Art is the artist, and the band is Necro Vault, and the album is called Tutenzug Festering Peregrination. Okay, back to an oldie. Some people really don't like this person's artwork, this style of artwork. Marty Worm had a stream a couple of months ago about artwork, and they did about like I think it was mostly about good artwork. That's right. But then they showed some examples of lazy artwork, lazy artists as the artist developed over the years. This one though is my favorite. I love the color scheme, and yeah, this is Death with their 1988 album Leprosy. The artwork here is by Edward J. Repka, and he's done a bunch of other thrash albums. But yeah, there's something iconic about this. Again, I love the color scheme. The new Human Condition album reminds me of this because you don't see that many metal artwork using a bunch of different shades of pink, violet. Yeah, just I think this is iconic. If I were to buy a Death shirt, I would want Leprosy on it. It's not my favorite Death album. I'm doing a ranking one day. It's gonna happen. But yeah, just really look at them wearing mask. This guy has leprosy, and yeah, just a really cool artwork that is unique to me. Back to some of these new modern classics. So this is an EP, but it's on a 12-inch, and I'm considering it an album because it's an album. It hasn't cover art. This is Witch Vomit with Poisoned Blood. It's an EP from 2017, and the album artwork is done by Matt Steiker, who has his own black and death metal band called Drought from Portland, Oregon. Matt Steiker does all of Witch Vomit's art, and I believe he also did Outer Heavens, uh, Realms of Eternal Decay art, which is awesome. I almost showed that one. This is my favorite of the Witch Vomit artwork, but they're all really great. Yeah, the color, the detail, the the image, the idea, the execution. It's beautiful to look at, and then until you realize what you're looking at, like I showed this to my mother one day, and she's like, "Wow, that's pretty." And I didn't. It just kept looking at it. She's like, "Whoa, yeah, it's beautiful. It's like beautifully horrific." One of my favorite styles of art. Yeah, just I could look at this all day. It's awesome. Next up is another image that I love and could look at all day. Is this right here on out the album Mortal by the band Necrot 2020. And this artwork is done by Meryl von Hastern. Just tremendous. Here's the full eightfold. There's some artwork inside by the same artist, so I thought I could show it. Looks like me a little bit, right? So yeah, this is basically humans. They're already dead, but humans lining up with a scythe and shedding their own skin. Some of them are holding their skin they already shed. But boy, the detail, the imagery, the idea, the execution. One of my favorite album artwork of the modern metal era right here. And uh, turns out I'm not done with this artist. So I limited myself to one album per band, but I didn't think about who the artists were while I was picking them out. And then I was like, oh, holy shit, this is the same artist. Really different style for the same artist. And I did not know they were the same artist until today. So yeah, just gotta look this person up, see if they have any more artwork. I think Marl von Hasteren did Necrot's first album. It looks like similar styles, but this right here is the band Dune. The album is Edelman Enka from 2021, and just take in that beauty right there. Here's the inside. Dune play this. Dune play this progressive, sludgy metal. One of my favorite albums of 2021. One of my favorite album artworks. I have the poster. You see it. I have the poster. Yeah, you can't really tell, but I also have the Necro Vault poster too. Uh, yeah, just look at that. Awesome science fiction based. Um, really cool. You can see that you can really pay attention to the strokes. You look at it a lot. Kind of a similar style coming up. I just realized. So my final choice is um, from my favorite band, and the artist is also the guitar player, one of the two guitar players of this band. I'm talking about Every Time I Die's New Junk Aesthetic from 2008. And yeah, killer artwork. Instantly became one of my favorites when I first saw it. Still is one of my favorites 12 years later. And so it has these hands. Yeah, really cool style. Jordan Buckley has a just great artistic style. I think this would be probably digitally created. Attention to detail is pretty cool. And yeah, one of my favorites. Love the color choices. Works very well. Yeah, again, one of my favorite album artworks of the modern heavy music era that we are in. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you saw some beautiful, cool, horrifying, striking, compelling album art that would also that would also encourage you to check out the bands if you haven't heard them, because these are also just amazing albums, all of these. So yeah, this was 10 best metal album covers, modern classics edition, mostly modern classics edition. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and give me some recommendations regarding your favorite album artwork. Do a reaction video. Start your own channel. Have some fun out there. Peace.